We now have first-person intel from inside the Westview anomaly.
What are we looking at here? Is it an alternate reality, time travel?
It's a sitcom.
Starring 2 Avengers?
It's a working theory.
Hi, Kat. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I just found out that I was born in June 13th, just like you and Chris Evans. So why am I not a part of the MCU? And you
I don't know. Exactly. What are you doing? Wow. Well, birthday
God, man.
I love it.
It's so nice to meet you. And also, you know, I'm loving the series. I feel like your character sort of represents all of us. So I was wondering, what kind of questions did you get when you first find out that you were going to be a part of WandaVision? And how many of these questions have actually been answered so far?
Right. Very few. I had a lot of questions at the beginning just because, you know, the concept of the show is completely different from anything Marvel's ever done before. And honestly, anything I've ever seen any show do before. So the cool thing about this is that while it is mysterious and confusing a little bit and you don't really know what's going on, there's a reason for it, you know? So the payoff of every question is massive, and it's definitely worth the wait.
When they broke down the show to me, I did have questions, you know, and I was very excited because it seemed like such an unusual show, and which it is. It's just such a strange and really interesting way to tell a story. So I did have questions, and I asked a lot of questions, and you know, just over the course of shooting it, it just kind of all clicked for me, and reading the scripts, and I'm like, oh, okay, I understand now. So it's fun to see the audience going through the same experience that I went through when I was like first reading the script.
So we're going to get to see a little bit more of what Scott Lang left in Jimmy's life in WandaVision.
Oh gosh, that's a good question. I don't want to spoil anything. But I will just say keep watching.
Well, I know the apron is a bit much, dear, but I am doing my best to blend in.
Hello, dear. Hiya, kids.
Hi, kiddos. Life moves pretty fast out in the suburbs.
I think something's wrong here.
Should we just take it from the top?
Wanda!
You have me watching this show every week and watching videos all around, and I have to ask you, it seems to me like it was almost conceived as an experience more than just a TV show. Can you talk me through a little bit?
Oh, that's such a nice thing. I mean, yes, I was hoping that it would be a fully felt experience. Yeah, honestly, a lot of the things that inspired me for the show had to do with sort of like messing with people's subconscious. You know, we go into entertainment and theater and music with set expectations of what it's going to be, and I always find it really exciting when something like takes a dramatic detour, and I have to follow it and kind of catch up. And yeah, that was some of my goals for the show were certainly like that. Yeah.
Last episode, we have Jimmy was saying that Westview doesn't want him to go in. So do you feel like this place is almost like a character in the series? And do you see it like that?
I mean, it is a very protective character, you know, in that it doesn't want people to know about it, doesn't want people to learn about it. It just wants to be alone, you know. So to have characters like Jimmy and Darcy and Monica on the outside trying to figure out what's going on, it's very, you know, it's getting into this character's personal space, you know.
Is there any advice on what's the best way of watching WandaVision? Like to know too much, or just to know less, or just to get very invested? What's the best way on watching it?
I will say, I hope people do not look at spoilers. And right, I know you're not going to, but I know people want answers really badly, and it's a very mysterious show, and this really expands the Marvel universe. So I think people are really thirsty for those answers, but I will say, like, there's almost no opportunity nowadays with TV to wait for a payoff. You know, usually everything is a binge and we can watch everything in a couple of days if we want. But with this, I think part of the fun is having to wait for those answers.
I don't know how any of this started.
What is outside of Westview?
I know I don't want to to know more than I already know, because I'm loving the experience. But is this gonna get darker than it is? Because I still cannot sleep with that vision in my head. That was horrible.
Well, I think that, what you've seen so far, there is more of all of that, and then some more surprises on top of it. But we're not going to lose the fun that we've established so far in the show. Definitely not.